When you think of hops, this kind of pour probably comes to mind, but when we think of hops, this is the kind of pour we consider. Because BetaTec discovered a naturally derived way to pump more profit per bushel in grain ethanol production, thanks to the lowly but almost magical hops cone. Within it are compounds so valuable to ethanol production that producers nationwide are exclaiming, "I'll have another." You see, until now, producers have relied on antibiotics to control yield-reducing bacteria in fermentation, but antibiotic residue in co-products decreases their value, and the inevitable development of resistant bacteria can weaken the effectiveness of chemical antibiotics. Now there is a better way, a naturally derived way to control gram-positive bacteria, eliminate antibiotic residues in your dried distiller's grains, and increase your profits. And it begins with simple, natural hops. Introducing IsoStab, the naturally derived antimicrobial from BetaTec Hop Products. A pioneer in the development of functional hop derivatives, BetaTec specializes in the application of natural hop-derived compounds for use in industry. BetaTec is a division of John I. Haas, the world's largest grower, trader, and processor of hops, with offices and plants spanning the continents. So BetaTec has direct access to hops, extraction facilities, and state-of-the-art processing plants. After years of producing natural antimicrobials for processing sugar beets, BetaTec determined that a similar approach could be adapted for use in ethanol production. Thus, IsoStab was born. From a female hop flower, components of the lupulin glands, small yellow globules, are isolated by extraction at BetaTec's plant in Yakima, Washington. This produces a hop extract that contains alpha acids, often used in brewing products, beta acids, used in animal feed and sugar, and essential oils. The extract is then separated into several fractions using a proprietary aqueous separation method. The isolated resin is finally formulated into IsoStab, an aqueous solution of isomerized alpha acids. IsoStab provides bacteriostatic and bactericidal activity against gram-positive bacteria. IsoStab works in a unique manner to control lactic acid bacteria in ethanol production. Bacteria cells take nourishment by absorbing glucose through their cell walls. This is how they compete with yeast for the glucose and thus decrease your ethanol yield. However, by adding IsoStab, it dissipates the pH gradient across the cytoplasmic membrane of the lactic acid bacteria. As a result, the low intracellular pH interferes with the essential enzyme reactions and nutrient uptake, resulting in decreased growth rate and/or death of cells. In essence, IsoStab inhibits bacteria by starving them to death. A study done by the University of Minnesota's Biotechnology Resource Center indicates that IsoStab is indeed effective against multiple strains of Lactobacillus bacteria. When looking at the Lactobacillus strains in this lab study, we can see that all three strains are inhibited by a mere 6 parts per million of IsoStab. After using the concentration of IsoStab recommended for ethanol production, the 3 Lactobacillus strains are inhibited up to 91% in lab trials. Looking beyond the lab to the real world of ethanol production, this kind of antimicrobial performance has been verified in full-scale ethanol plants across North America, and it brings a host of benefits to today's ethanol producer. You can eliminate the use of antibiotics and harsh chemicals in your fermentation process, while effectively controlling lactic and acetic acid formation. Your DDGs will be antibiotic-free and therefore of higher value, and completely legal in those regions with restrictive feed content legislation. IsoStab can enhance yeast viability and vitality. In fact, since competition from bacteria is minimized, you'll achieve more efficient fermentation and, in many cases, higher yields. IsoStab is the perfect alternative to antibiotics, such as penicillin and virginiamycin, which have short-term benefits, but over time become less effective as bacteria develop resistance. Easy to handle and store, IsoStab is pH tolerant, thermally stable, and cost-effective. It also maintains GRAS status with the FDA and is kosher certified. It's a naturally derived, food-grade product with a long history of safe use. As a leader in the development of functional hop derivatives, BetaTec maintains complete control over the production of IsoStab from start to finish. To further enhance your production efficiency, BetaTec also offers VitaHop Silver Fermentation Enhancer. VitaHop improves yeast alcohol tolerance and yeast viability, particularly toward the end of fermentation. Active over a broad range of temperatures and pH, it induces faster fermentation and increases alcohol yield. In fact, dozens of plant trials across the U.S. have demonstrated dramatic yield and fermentation rate increases using VitaHop Silver and IsoStab in combination. IsoStab and VitaHop Silver are part of a wide BetaTec product portfolio consisting of compounds that function as naturally derived antimicrobials, food ingredients, and nutraceuticals. By having direct access to hops and the cutting-edge facilities to extract their beneficial components, BetaTec brings you a naturally derived way to increase your ethanol profits. Safe, effective, proven, cost-effective, naturally derived IsoStab and VitaHop Fermentation Enhancer. They will let you pump more profit per bushel naturally.